Oh, it's like if your wife or girl was bringing in like 250, 300K a year, would you be...
It's strange how you expect your wife to do all that when you're making $50,000, but you would only do it in return if she was making $300,000. So you would only clean the toilets you use and wash the dishes you eat off of if she was providing you with the life of luxury, but you want her to do the same for you when she has to shop for clothes off clearance and clip coupons to eat steak. And here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with clipping coupons as long as you're in that life together, but don't expect a woman to stay with you and clip them if you wouldn't stay with her and do the same. And if you expect your wife to smile through the life that she's living with you, then just make sure you'd be prepared to smile through those same circumstances with yourself. Especially if you're the kind of guy who needs a reason in order for you to do what your wife already does daily. Think about it. You'll clean the house if it's to get laid or if it's for some kind of financial gain, but your wife has to do it just because it's Tuesday and she's expected to. And the sad part is that she's going to clean the house whether you get a raise or take a pay cut. And she's going to keep cleaning it whether you get a better job or get laid off. And it doesn't matter how much you make because she loves you and she knows that she has a family to take care of. So why does she have to have an extra 2 zeros at the end of her salary before you'll feel that same level of obligation? Listen, to act like you would only do what she does if she was giving more than you give suggests that she settled for less. And I think it's really weird to insult your wife by suggesting that she settled for you.
Oh, it's like...
Okay, we gotta stop doing this. This is the most aggravating thing on planet Earth. Listen, I don't know the original guy who made his own stitch that was doing the cleaning, but it looks like he wasn't saying he would only do it if she made a bunch of money. No, I think what he's implying there is, yo, she make a shit ton of money. I don't have to work, so fuck it. I'm about to get in here and do this shit. I think he's trying to be more egalitarian, partnery than you're even remotely giving him credit for there. And it's like let's think about it. She said, "Oh, but you wouldn't do it if she made like 50,000 or something." How many women will say that? Yeah, if I make 50,000, I'm okay with a stay-at-home husband, which is what he was implying there. How did you miss that? Because you just didn't want that narrative. You wanted a specific narrative to make this fucking video. That's what this was. Because it's very obvious he is telling you that he would be Mr. Mom. Because ladies, listen, if one person makes $300,000, which is what we try to explain to you in these Kendra G comment sections, is that the other person doesn't really need to work. You make $300,000. So what you went off for? You went off, quote unquote, went off for nothing. For nothing. And then what also aggravates the hell out of me is the typical assuming that this dude, the woman in this scenario is just the most honest, loving, caring, just she does so much right, and he's just there abusing her, kicking his feet up and doing nothing. Like cut the shit. That's not most relationships and most marriages. Stop. I'm sick and tired of the woe is y'all are the victims all the time. Stop it. Now I want to re-go over it to see if there's something that's possibly missed.
If she was giving more than you give suggests that she settled for less. And I think it's really weird to insult your wife by suggesting that she settled for you.
Oh, it's like if your wife or girl was bringing in like 250, 300K a year, would you be...
It's strange how you expect your wife to do all that when you're making $50,000, but you would only do it in return if she was making $300,000.
And yet again, this is the typical, because I'm assuming she'd be working too, right? Because y'all refuse to have like regular basic lives. So I'm assuming she's working too because she wants fancy shit, right? Which another thing. Y'all do realize so much of y'all workload comes from y'all wanting more shit, right? Like the dude you can get who makes 50 grand is not good enough, so you want more shit, which is why a lot of y'all work in the first place. What was weird in the video?
So you would only clean the toilets you use and wash the dishes you eat off of if she was providing you with the life of luxury. But
Okay, this shit here. Y'all love going the your until divorce court. Then it's like, no, we made that work. We made that happen. I contributed. I did this. So when the fuck does it go from his to all y'all's? Only at the we're getting divorced line, apparently. That this shit is aggravating. It's all me. You washing my toilets. Yours. Listen, you can say your, but if I say you're spending my money, that would be an issue, right? So why don't you say you're cleaning our house? You're washing our clothes, cooking our food. And if you want to work full time, then maybe before you get married, find out if you got the guy that's going to pitch in. Yes. The idea that y'all get to just sidestep the whole pick better argument is nonsense because you say he's lazy. People don't talk about this shit before they do it and then go, why is my partner shitty? Because that's who you got. Go to one of my prior videos where I said, stop looking at the fun part and look at the practical part, and a lot of you end up in a lot less shitty situations. But I'm probably keep repeating that. So let's just go to the comment section where there is nobody in here but an echo chamber. Nobody. What's even more wild to me is that men are admitting that they are capable of doing these things. They just aren't willing. Again, listen. I've stated before. I've seen men in either marriages or relationships cook, clean, and help take care of children on the regular, not just like, oh, she's doing on the regular. I've also seen men who are in relationships or married, well, married to a lesser degree, who yes, don't do shit. You want to know what I would say about the two situations? The women who got the guy who will help out when they're both working or share inside chores when they're both working, kind of pick the right guy. Like, yes, you got to make a proper decision when picking a life partner. What the fuck? No, you don't get to just pick anybody and then it just works itself out. That's not how life works. Not even fucking close. They pretend that they will do this. I assure you they will not. I'm the money in my home. My husband has a very privileged life. He doesn't clean, cook, or do anything. He appreciates nothing, and he cheats. So ladies, no amount of money will ever change a man. Money just makes it easier for them to cheat because they will woo the next victim with your money. That's been my lesson anyways. You know what changes? You know, if you pick that guy that's kind of like has no flair to him, a lot of other women wouldn't want him, has no pop, probably could avoid this. But are you willing to sacrifice the pop, the sizzle, for the guy that's just like, he does work, he cleans the dishes, he does the laundry? Nah. Are you willing to go with that guy? A lot of you are not. So take what you get. Take what you get. If you could give guys the same numbers, the same possibility of, as closest to a guarantee you can get, that's the best way I can word this. Hey, you marry that mild-looking chick she's into you, she's like mild-looking, whatever. And she's almost guaranteed not to cheat and be helpful and do all this shit. Versus you marry that hot chick who, yeah, she'll marry you, let you screw and all this shit, but she's going to screw everybody else too. I'm pretty sure that we have the same energy of, dog, you literally picked a chick who is known to screw everybody. Why'd you do that? So you want to avoid what this chick is talking about. Pick the guy who's just dedicated to you with no pop and no sizzle. Pick him. If their wife earned that much money, they would expect her to hire a housekeeper. Who is they? Who is they? I'm going to say this once again. Men are represented by their worst, and women have the privilege of being represented by their best. That shit is annoying. For as long as that's the case, I myself am going to just tune all the way the fuck out to any problems y'all complain about. I'm not tolerating that. We're represented by rapists, thieves, kidnappers, drug dealers, all this shit. Y'all get to, oh, look at how many of us are starting LLCs, whether they make money or not. Look how many of us have degrees. Look how, and any of you who's a mass murderer, but most of them aren't us. Listen, if y'all get to keep getting by on your best examples, I demand the same of our best examples. All our guys who are on the internet preaching, hey man, I don't care if you make all the money. You got to get in there and wash every dish. Give her a night off. Give her, like, we want to be represented by the best of us that you applaud. Nobody else. Nobody else. I've dated men who thought less of me because I hired a housekeeper. Not even living together. It's my house, my money, and they were turned off by the fact that I paid someone else. I'll keep the house cleaner, thank you, and bye. That is a weird flex. That is a very weird flex. What exactly? I guess that's a you don't need him type of energy or flex, because it's very odd. It's like, okay, so men you date regularly are turned off by your character. Yo, flip that around. Hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They be mad as fuck because, you know what I'm saying, I don't wash my own dishes. I pay somebody else. So I'll be like, fuck it, I keep the housekeeper. Bye. Like, does that sound the same? Does that have the same flair to it? How are you? Y'all literally brag about men not liking y'all. How? How does that even work? People don't like you that you originally were. Because remember, you're dating him. So you were originally interested in him at one point, right? How? This makes no sense. This makes absolutely no sense. You are bragging about the people you are interested in not liking you. That doesn't make sense. They don't like you. But because you don't care, it's just, what I tell you, the ability to just talk shit. To just talk shit and just, I'm unbothered. Facts. And because mainly they think their labor is worth a lot more than ours. Who said that? Who said that? That sounds like one of those things that you misunderstood somebody said, and now it's just the thing that all men believe now. I'm pretty sure that sounds like that's what that is. Imagine the roles are reversed and women are only clean if their husband brought home $300K. Give it a shot. Give it a fucking shot. I mean, go ahead. Let's let the shit pile up. Again, you all are just completely ignoring the idea that the fact that none of you would have a stay-at-home husband making $50K. Whether he cooked his ass off, cleaned it wouldn't matter. So what are you complaining about? You literally would only even think about entertaining the idea if you made that kind of money and you got some otherworldly fine ass dude off Mars and shit. Like seriously, come the fuck on. I'm not a child. I can cook, clean, do my own laundry. I don't want or need a mother or maid. Why is this here? Why is this here? That is so vague, I can't even tell what side you're on. What's the point of this, dude? Go kick rocks. They move the goalposts every day. I don't know why women still listening to men on the internet. The goalposts on what? Did men say they would clean at 80K or 50K? Again, echo chamber of people just saying shit. And this is sidestep real quick. This is the problem with discourse on the internet. So many people who state what they believe and then mute or block everybody that disagrees. So nobody can ever be wrong. Nobody can ever be told you're wrong, here's how. It can literally just be I'm right all the time. So how can society have any type of cohesion or like any type of understanding of in totality, for lack of a better way to explain it? Like how? Because to me it sounds like people, their minds can never be changed or light can never be shed on anything that they're wrong about. So where do we go? Where do we go? I'm right and I'm right and I'm right. Another reason to not get married, ladies, if you a wealthy woman have a harem, not a husband. Y'all already do that. You literally already have whole faces. Even the ugly ones of you. How the fuck is this a idea? like there's a difference. Like y'all be broken like monogamy it is. Really? Really? All y'all asses that don't know who your baby daddy is only the rich ones. Y'all full of shit, dude. I mean, damn. You know damn well that. Come on, man. But all right. All right. Sure. There was already a study that showed that female breadwinners still do more housework than their husbands. Those men only made those videos for internet points. Those who? It was one guy who did the cleaning in the video as a joke. So those who? And again, this. Oh shit. Well, my headset died, so hopefully you can still hear me. Hopefully it switched over. But about the whole breadwinner women and doing more chores. Um, there was a lady who said that women like to like overcompensate or something when they make. But I don't know. But here's what I will guess is going on with the whole does more housework. Y'all literally make ongoing jokes on the internet about being impatient irrationally about housework. Y'all do. About yourselves. Y'all the whole, hey honey, can you take the trash out? Yeah, I got it. And then you wait like 5 seconds and go, well fuck it, I'll do it. Like that's not rational. And that's also not fair to the person you're criticizing for not doing something. If what is a good example? If let's flip it to it, for dude had a stay-at-home wife, and she was supposed to like make dinner or some shit, and he walked in the house like, "You like, are you cooking tonight?" She's like, "Yeah," and then he looks, and she doesn't immediately go to the stove, so he's like, "Well, fuck it, I'll go get McDonald's or something." Is that rational? Is that rational? Can he then turn around and say she never cooks if he's not willing to wait? Stop it with the we do more. Stop it. Stop it. You agree you are irrational in that regard. Only solidifies the transactional mentality of male gender. Wow. You do know that y'all aren't willing. The literal basis of y'all argument today for staying single is not getting anything out of it. That's called transactional. Seriously. Your main argument today is, well, we have our own money. Now what? What do I get now? You're asking for a transaction that's better than what you got before, correct? Right? You want more shit, right? Right? Seriously. You're literally asking for a better transaction. What the fuck? Wish I could post this, but my husband would get up so upset with me if I do. I feel this on a daily. Who the fuck is this? Stop it. Moving on. I'm not reading that. Women are settling for less. Women are expected to contribute financially to half the household while still doing 100% of the cleaning, cooking, child rearing, PTA, and pet care. If they get a man that does even a small amount of those chores, we are all supposed to be thankful. I can't even imagine as a woman coming home from work to a cleaner house laundry done, dinner on the table, kids doing homework, and pets cared for. It would seem like a fanny slap. Okay, this is my last one. Again, ladies. This goes for really anybody, but in a specific case, ladies. Um, you're only expected to do all of the housework in any relationship if you get into a relationship with that guy. How many times are y'all gonna skip over that part? How many of y'all are really, literally willing to only be with the guys who say yes, I will either be a stay-at-home dad or I will do 50-50, period. How many of y'all are willing, and I'm not talking a literal 50-50 people. So, sidetrack real quick. This idea, every time somebody says 50-50, somebody has to come up with some, no, it's 100-100. Or it can't possibly be 50-50. You know, sometimes it's 80-20. So we know that. It's a figure of speech so we can move the conversation along and not literally do what you're doing. Stop doing this. So back to this. How many of you are really willing to do the marry the guys who are saying yes, we can go 50-50 on everything? I see women on the internet, podcasts, dating shows that say, nah, I don't want to do that. Nope, I want traditional, which again I'm really sick of people doing because you want a specific type of traditional, which you cherry pick certain things, and that's for everybody. So again, how many of you are willing to go be with a guy that says, okay, you work, I work, we both do household chores, we split it accordingly, or however our schedule works out, blah, blah, blah. How many of you are willing to do that? You all say, again, on the internet somewhere, that you want traditional. And somehow, some way, when you say traditional, you kind of mean like, after a few kids, only when the financial purposes, because no dude can say, as you see in this post, that work is woman's work, no matter how many bills you pay. So what traditional do you really want? Or are you actually willing to do what this lady says, which is 50-50? Are you? I would really love to hear a lot of you actually say yes to that for once. Because you can't have both arguments going at the same time. Either you want a somewhat 50-50 down the middle split of everything, or you want to do all the inside housework while he does all the resource earning something, whatever. You get the point. And then she even threw in pet care. You don't need a pet. What the fuck? What are you doing? Since when is that an argument now? Just anything to pile on top of it? Okay. If they get a man that does any of those chores, we are supposed to be thankful. Ma'am. And here's what I don't understand, because I actually seen a post. I don't think I reacted to it. But I seen a post where they were asking women does a man, I think it's taking care of her while she's sick. Like, does that deserve like some sort of like gratuity? I can't remember exactly what they gave as an example, but basically saying that is that like deserve like some gratuity or something, or is it basic? It's something like that, and they always like, that's basic shit. That's like regular. That's like no, that still deserves a high amount of praise. Like, why would you not want to give your partner that good feeling for something you want them to do? I don't get it. Now, I'm not saying if he takes care of you, give you soup and all whatnot, that you then go, oh my God, everybody on the Facebook, look, my help. No, it's like, thank you for taking care of me. You did this, blah, blah, blah. Like, whatever, however it is that you do that, whether it's words, touch, whatever. But the whole showing of appreciation, I don't understand why you would be against that in any way. Or because it's some basic whatever shit. I don't get you. And then this whole modern day, oh, that's the bare minimum. Always said by women getting fucked by dudes doing a lot less than the example that she called bare minimum. Shit is crazy. Man, that's crazy. Moving on. You can't imagine even as a woman coming home from work to a cleaner house. Again, either get a house husband or get a husband who has a work schedule that he'd get home sooner and do it. Like, seriously. Like, in order for you to come home to a cleaner house, it means when you left, it was not as clean. And then as you got home, before you got home, the guy that you're married to was home before you to be able to, clean it. All right, just whatever. It would seem like a fetish life, sadly. No, literally, lady, you could just go ask for that. You could say you want a guy who's at home doing the shits. You could literally ask for that. Are y'all willing to ask for that? Again, about not listening to us on the internet, y'all need to go eat a dick. Because y'all don't even want to listen on the internet. You just want to complain about shit that hasn't happened to you. That's based on like 1777 shit. Stop it. Stop the nonsense. You don't want the shit you say you want. Let it go. Be right. Now, hold on, wait. Let's look at this. Looks like she has a kid. So yet again, y'all are willing to pop these things the fuck out, but like, oh, if I find trying to be in a marriage is terrible. Oh, she had her grandkid? Is that her daughter or daughter-in-law? I think this is one of those people who's just complaining, despite having none of the complaints she complains about. Seriously. Does it look like she has the type of setup that she has to complain about? Yeah, she's a grandmother. So her kids are out of the house. What is she complaining about? Okay, people, and I think I've seen this from only women because I can't remember a guy who done it. The amount of you who will be on the internet in full blown ass relationships, sometimes married, and talking like an angry single lady, that shit is crazy to me. And what you are doing is you're making I'm not sure how many of you do this, but it seems like a lot. And what that does is that paints a worse picture than what is actually out there. So when relationships aren't going anywhere, you're helping them not go anywhere because you're making it seem darker than what it is. People like this lady are fucking trash. Because she's not actually going through the problems she's complaining about. She's just complaining about problems that other people say that are there. So she's pretending to be a part of it, making it seem a lot worse. Stop doing that. How bored with your life are you? Damn. Be right, not this piece of shit, lady. I'm out.